7th day of the month of July. Signed, Right Honorable Speaker Wani Iga, Speaker, Southern Sudan Legislative Assembly. Your Excellencies, secondly, allow me to read the actual declaration of independence of Southern Sudan itself. Declaration of Independence of South Sudan. Southern Sudan Legislative Assembly, recalling the long and heroic struggle of our people for justice, freedom, equality, human dignity, and political and economic emancipation, considering the years of conflict and the immeasurable sufferings of our people resulting from the conflict between North and Southern Sudan, having resolved to overcome the past and face the future with a renewed sense of hope and in the spirit of forgiveness and reconciliation, affirming that the authority of this assembly and the government of Southern Sudan emanates from the will of the people of Southern Sudan, responding to the popular will of the people of Southern Sudan expressed in the historic January 2011 referendum, in which they overwhelmingly voted 98.83% for the cessation and the establishment of a separate, independent, and sovereign state in Southern Sudan, in exercise of their right to self-determination guaranteed under the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, CPA, 2005, the Interim National Constitution of the Republic of Sudan, 2005, and the Interim Constitution of Southern Sudan, 2005, confirming that the January 2011 referendum was conducted in a transparent manner by the national government of Sudan in cooperation with the government of Southern Sudan and the international community, and that its outcome was confirmed by all these bodies, resolved to establish a system of governance that upholds the rule of law, justice, democracy, human rights, and respect for diversity. Committed to contributing to international peace and security, regional stability, and the resolution of conflicts through peaceful means in accordance with the Charter of the United Nations, the Constitutive Act of the African Union, and international law, and remembering and honoring the selfless sacrifices of our martyrs, heroes and heroines, who relentlessly struggled and sacrificed for the cause of justice, freedom, and for prosperity for our people. Hereby makes the following declaration. The Declaration of Independence of South Sudan. Number 1, we, the democratically elected representatives of the people, based on the will of the people of Southern Sudan, and as confirmed by the outcome of the referendum on self-determination, hereby declare Southern Sudan to be an independent and sovereign state. Sovereign state with full international legal personality, to be known heretofore as the Republic of South Sudan. Number two, the Republic of South Sudan shall be possessed of a democratic constitutional framework and legal order that enshrines not only our commitment to respect the human rights, human dignity, and fundamental freedoms of all people, but also our dedication to a governance that is based on the rule of law, inclusivity, accountability, transparency, the honoring of diversity, and the respect for the equality of all men and women. Women, oye! Women, oye! 3, the Republic of South Sudan shall be a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multilingual, multi-religious, and multiracial nation, where such diversities peacefully coexist in a secular democratic society, in which the rights and interests of all its people are respected. 4, the Republic of South Sudan shall be committed to the building and strengthening of friendly relations and cooperation with all nations, including the Republic of Sudan, with whom we have ties of history, culture, economy, and geography that will continue to connect our two peoples in the future. 5, the Republic of South Sudan shall assume all the duties and obligations of a responsible and contributing member of the international community. It shall commit itself to preserving and promoting international peace and security. The Republic of South Sudan shall respect the principle of territorial integrity and sovereignty of all states, seeking to resolve all disputes by peaceful means, and pursue its relationship with other states on the basis of mutual respect, justice, and the principles of partnership and equality. 6. The Republic of South Sudan shall uphold and abide by the principles and purposes of the Charter of the United Nations and Constitutive Act of the African Union, discharge its duties and obligations as affirmed under international human rights instruments, and adhere to international law and principles governing the relationships among states. 7. The Republic of South Sudan shall adopt as a strategic priority an accelerated integration into the United Nations, African Union, IGAD, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, and the East African Community, and shall seek
And there it is, a longish speech there, but a formal declaration of independence. A new country formally born there, South Sudan. You're watching pictures of the Speaker of South Sudan's Legislative Assembly, James Wani Iga. In this declaration, he has looked back, he has spoken of the martyrs of the Civil War, but also spoken of the spirit of fairness and of reconciliation that they hope will be infused in this new country. Let's speak now to my colleague Zainab Badawi, who's been monitoring all this from Khartoum. Zainab, what do you make of the sentiments being expressed in this declaration?
Yes, well, as far as proclamations and declarations go, you can't really fault it, can you? It really is a very, very historic occasion. I know things have been delayed a little bit, and a lot of people had to endure the intense heat of South Sudan waiting. But it's a very, very moving moment, because it's the end of a long civil war between North and South. And my understanding now is that after James Wani Iga has finished, that you'll see the lowering and hoisting of the flags, saying goodbye to the old flag of Sudan and hoisting the new flag of the Republic of South Sudan. It's got an interesting acronym, hasn't it? I suppose it sounds like ROS, Republic of South Sudan. And they're going to have some trumpets and so on. Then I think the President of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, is going to sign the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan, and I think he does that before the President of the Supreme Court. He takes the oath of office, rather, with the President of the Supreme Court of South Sudan, and then you're going to hear the national anthem played. And then I think there are a series of speeches we're going to be getting. Finally, Omar al-Bashir speaks just before Salva Kiir himself does. Then there's going to be a 21-gun salute played to the national anthem of the Republic of South Sudan. So they're saying here, I mean, obviously the statement that we've just heard from James Wani Iga says it's going to respect human rights and the rights of all the citizens. He referred to the fact that South Sudan is going to be a committed multi-faith, multiracial, multi-ethnic country. And I think that's going to be the challenge. You know, there are something like 36 languages spoken in South Sudan, and it may be a surprise to a lot of people to hear that actually the language of communication, the lingua franca, is actually Arabic. When I was watching the proceedings on the South Sudan TV, a lot of the commentary was actually being done in very excellent classical Arabic by Southern Sudanese. So although the official language is English, what's known as Juba Arabic seems to be very much the way that the tribes of South Sudan communicate. What you're hearing there, if you can hear it in the background, South Sudan way, I think that's long live South Sudan in one of the languages of Southern Sudan. That isn't Arabic.